You really think that what happened was my fault?
Kind of.
You sure you don't think it was your fault?
What?
I think you're angry at you. I think that you think you could have done something differently and things would have turned out differently.
No, I don't.
Look, I don't care if you blame me. Go ahead and blame me if that's what you need to do. Because I'd rather you blame me than you, because you didn't do anything wrong, Luce.
I know that.
You sure?
Maybe if I just hadn't gotten pregnant so soon after Savannah, maybe if I had gotten to the hospital sooner, or if I had been bigger or stronger somehow.
No, Luce.
Well, if it's not my fault, and it's not your fault, and it's not our family's fault, then it must be God. I mean, then it's got to be God's fault. Or it just had to have happened. And if it just happened, then it can't be fixed.
Hello and welcome to For Heaven's Sake, a Seventh Heaven podcast. We are your co-hosts, Lady J.
And T.
How are you, T?
Fantastic. And how are you?
I'm good.
Yeah?
Yeah. I'm excited, man.
Uh-huh.
It's a new season.
That clip almost put me back into that episode. Like I was waiting for the next scene.
Yeah, man. I'm excited.
Yeah?
Like, new season, last season.
Yeah. For
What?
once.
Well, yeah, really. The real last season. Mm-hmm. Also, this show is not the same show.
No, it's not.
I realized it almost immediately. It's just not the same show.
No.
I wonder how much of that has to do with the network changing. Like the CW executives came in and they were like, listen, we've got some notes.
Wow.
I don't know. I'm guessing.
I mean, I would think so. Yeah, the tone is different.
It's completely, first of all, there's no annoying score under every fucking second of the show. It's just like the needle drops like before and after each scene, like as you're transitioning, right? Like the dialogue is unhelped.
Yeah.
Like, or, you know, not ushered in with anything. It's just laying there on you.
Yeah.
It's also like, you can tell like there's like it's the same writing staff and everything. Like Brenda's still doing everything, but it's like
It doesn't sound as, I don't even want to say
saccharine.
Yeah. Maybe
It feels more like there's like a like a groundedness in reality in the conversations that are being had.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. It's kind of like interesting. Let's see if they can keep it up though, because like Lord knows, as we talked about on the recap episode, like, you know, they were originally only picked up for 13 and then, you know, then it got extended to 22. So like there's probably going to be some pacing issues. There's probably going to be some like filler crappy episodes, you know, all that shit. If I had to guess.
Probably.
But so first things first, as any good season of this show does, we're met with all of the exposition in the world.
Seriously.
And by world, I mean the snow globe.
Yeah.
Why don't I ever get to speak to our children?
Well, Matt's really busy with the boys, and Sarah's had a cold, and they're both just really busy. I don't know how they do it. Of course, it's not any easier for Carlos and Mary, what with 3 children, her new teaching job, and then moving back to New York. I do not know why they want to move back to New York, but boy, does she love the new teaching job. She really loves it. Oh, and did I tell you there's a possibility that the basketball coach might be out for a couple of months and Mary might take over for her for like 2 months?
No, you didn't mention it, but, you know, maybe if I ever actually saw our children or talked to one of them myself, you know.
Oh, I must have told Ruthie. I guess that was Ruthie.
From Scotland? She was calling from Scotland and I didn't get to talk to her?
What was the phone card? Time ran out. But did you have a bad time with Luce?
No, I didn't even see Lucy today. She said you'd come in, but...
This is just an awful situation. Oh, did I mention that Martin's going to spend the weekend with Sandy?
I mean, so much exposition.
I know.
It's kind of perfect though, because it's like just know off the bat that like you're not going to see these people.
Yeah.
Like you're never going to see Matt again. You're never going to see Mary again. You're never going to see Simon again. You're never going to see Ruthie again. Like just lay it all out there, or it's over.
I'm sure we'll see Ruthie at some point.
Yeah, we probably will.
But nothing of Simon.
That's true. They don't mention Simon.
No mention of Simon.
Yeah. Because we you know why? Because immediately after this scene, we go over to Martin and Sandy and we get more exposition.
But why not?
Because I'm not in love with you.
Well, maybe I'm in love with you.
No, you're not. You're in love with your son, and that's great. But that doesn't mean that you have to marry me.
You're just saying that because you're in love with Simon.
No, I'm not.
But you are in love with Simon.
Well, he's not in love with me.
So marry me.
I can't. I really can't.
You have to.
No, I don't.
Please.
Look, Martin, I really want to get my degree first. Start my career and then think about whether or not I want to get married. To anyone.
What does that mean? You don't want to get married to anyone? Who is anyone? Are you dating anyone? Someone?
Not exactly. Kind of. We're friends. He's just someone that I met when I transferred here.
Yeah, that was a great idea, transferring in your senior year. You really think you want to be a minister?
Yeah, I do.
Camden's.
What is happening?
I don't know.
Okay, so much to unpack here. So, first of all, Ruthie is still in Scotland, as you predicted in the recap. I really wasn't expecting that to be the case, but obviously they had to write her out somehow. So
Yeah.
So presumably it's still maybe the summer. No, because the college kids are in school. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna guess it's like September, like it's real time, you know. And so Ruthie stayed in Scotland.
Yep. I don't know how, but
I don't know how either. How is she gonna get her high school credits in Scotland? We don't know. But there she is.
Yeah.
Mary and Carlos are moving back to New York, which didn't they always live in New York?
Well, he went back. He went to Puerto Rico, right?
Okay, but where did she go?
Chicago.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
So now they're both going to be in New York together. Okay. And she might get a basketball coaching job, which, like, why? Why? She was a flight attendant. Oh, but I guess she can't be anymore because she got pregnant.
Yeah.
Duh.
Well,
Okay.
it's okay. They're not shitting on her.
Yeah, no, I don't. I know they're not shitting on her, but I was like, why even do that? Like, who cares? But I guess they kind of had to like explain how it's all happening.
And what was she graduating? Like,
That's true. That's true. Like, she went and got a degree, obviously, in education. So good for her. Whatever. I'm happy for Mary. No complaints. We're never going to see her again. So I really
Mazel
don't
tov,
care.
Mary.
So then we cut over to Martin, who's visiting Sandy up at her new school, which presumably is the same school that Lucy went to.
I'm assuming.
For seminary.
Yeah.
Which means then that it's in Glen Oak.
It seems, right? That isn't his school where Sandy used to be, like near that?
Martin's school was close to Sandy's old school.
Northern California of Arts.
Yes. right. Sierra College or some shit that he went to was close to the Northern California School of the Arts.
Yeah.
So Sandy's no longer at the Northern California School of the Arts. She's wherever the seminary school is, which is still not in Glen Oak though, because remember they're talking about having to drive down to go to church and stuff. So
I don't know. It seems like she's closer to Lucy though than
I actually don't know though. I really don't know. Who cares? It's kind of a moot point. Like it doesn't really matter. But
Anyways.
Point being, Martin is visiting her.
Yeah.
Now the part that I find hard to, or the part that I think that they're just betting on the audience, like just forgetting since the last time we watched the show, is the fact that like the entire 9 months of Aaron's life since he's been born.
Yeah.
Martin was MIA in Glen Oak because he was up with Sandy and the baby. And they're acting now in this episode as if like he has to do some bonding, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, hasn't he bonded with Sandy and with the baby for the last 9 fucking months that he's been up there with her?
Yeah.
Like, why is this like just now coming out of the woodworks? You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't make any sense logically.
Yeah.
It makes sense in the snow globe, but it doesn't make sense like in real life. So So he's all like, I want you to marry me because like we need to be a family. And she's all like, nah, brah.
It's not happening.
She's not interested in him, which is a far cry from the December Sandy of last season. Like,
Dude.
I mean, I'm proud of her, don't get me wrong, but like for her to be all like, I don't give a fuck about you. It's like, damn, Sandy, you've grown.
And now Martin's into it.
Okay, why does Martin look dirty?
Interesting. Yeah, I don't know. Either.
Did you got that?
Yeah.
Was it just me or he looked dirty, right?
Yeah.
Like, what is that about? Like his makeup was all off.
Poor guy.
Maybe he just had like a lot of acne or something and they had to cover it up. I don't know, but it was a tragedy.
Yeah.
I was like, did he join his dad in the landscaping business? Like, what is this?
CIA.
That's what fucking kills me is like, we're probably never going to see Beau Brewer ever again
God, he was
and get
so
the
handsome.
answer to that question.
He was so handsome.
I know. So he's like, I want to marry you or be with you or whatever. And she's like, no, I just got here. Like, I'm trying to have a career. Like, can I just focus on me right now? Because it's not about you. And like, I'm glad that you're here for your son and continue to do that.
Yeah.
And spoiler. And then, so then that's also the final like nail in the coffin. Like, this is definitely Martin's son.
Yeah.
Like, they're totally retconning the season 10 finale of like,
Simon, we need to talk.
Yeah.
Bye, Simon.
Bye, Simon. And but they keep now they're shitting on Simon for me.
Yeah.
Now Simon has become the Phantom Spectre of this show, like Mary used to be. Where it's like, why even bring up Simon at all? Like, why make him this thing to talk about when he's never going to be appearing? You know what I mean? Like, it's just not worth it.
That's messed up.
It's stupid. Why not just have the conversation that Martin and Sandy are having and never bring Simon into it? How about?
Can they at least let me know if Humberto and Rose got married?
Oh my God. I wish we'd ever find that out.
Hello, Rose has a best friend named Annie.
Oh, and I was going to say Sandy. But no.
Yeah. And Sandy. But, well, whatever. We're probably never going to see
we're
them.
never going to see her again. But we don't have to see them for them to talk about them clearly.
Yeah,
so
that's
maybe
true.
Simon will pop up randomly and say something about it. That would be kind of cool, actually.
Yeah. Let me know. I'm waiting.
Yeah, let me know, Simon.
I'm waiting.
I'll see you waiting in the wings to tell me something. So, okay. So, and mind you, all of this is happening before the fucking cold open. Like, we haven't even rolled credits yet, and we've just like gotten an entire summer's worth of history. Not least of all, which we've sort of skated over, is like the implication that Lucy and Kevin have had some traumatic thing happen to them all like this summer, which the show never actually uses the words miscarriage or the word miscarriage. They always call it like the thing that happened or the sad thing or this terrible thing. Like, it's never explicitly said.
Yeah. They're never calling on it, like naming it.
Yeah. Which part of me had this fleeting thought today where I was like, well, maybe that's because of standards. Like, maybe in 2007 or 6, like, it's just like it was something that wasn't really talked about, like on air, you know, like on TV.
Maybe.
But it's also not like it's not a profane word or anything.
No.
It's almost like a medical term. Like, like why would that have like, you know, like if you can say penis on TV, like you can say miscarriage. You know what I mean? Like,
Oh, I wonder.
I'm thinking it's probably just like the CW trying to be like, we're a teen audience, you know, we don't want to have to like deal with like these heavy subjects. If I had to guess, I'd say it was more of just like a desire as opposed to a demand, you know?
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, so they never name it, but that's essentially like there's really no so you know, to lay it all bare, like the thing that I mentioned in the recap that I knew was happening in this season was this miscarriage. So for me anyway, it wasn't really like a surprise. Like
it wasn't. No, it definitely
But for
wasn't.
you, when you heard Annie say like, you know, they had a really rough summer, did you piece it together immediately?
Yeah.
Yeah, like it's kind of obvious,
Right. I mean, what else
Yeah.
could there be? I'm like, oh, they didn't have the twins.
Yeah.
That's all I thought. I'm like,
I mean,
oh,
I
they
suppose
didn't
it could have been any version of that, right? Like one of them died or you know, something like that. But you get the sense that it's clearly about the twins. You know what I mean? Like that's what it is. So all of this is happening in our exposition city. And then after the cold open, our 2-minute silent scene in this episode is the disgusting display of Annie and Eric feeding each other.
Such affection.
And sensually pouring wine.
Yes.
And loving each other's company.
Wasn't that like the first episode in season 1? Like we see them making lunch or like a Sunday supper or something like that. And again, they're pouring each other wine.
I don't remember them doing that. I'm not saying that they didn't. I just say I don't remember. I was especially taken aback in this moment in this episode because I'm like, look at them drinking wine. Like they never used to drink. Remember, they didn't even had wine in the house.
No, they did.
Well, they had that one like fancy bottle from 15 years ago or whatever.
But in the first season, you would see them enjoying wine.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
In the first season. And then after that, you wouldn't really see it.
Yeah, and they used to make it a point that they just didn't really drink much. You know?
Did we meet Aunt Julie season 1 or season 2? It might have been season 2.
I think it was season 1.
Oh,
I think it was,
and it was around Thanksgiving.
Yeah, that's true. And they have a liquor cabinet.
Yeah,
but again, I always got the sense that like it's in that way that people keep alcohol around the house, but they don't drink it. You know, like it's like that for them. I think, which is why I was so surprised. But then I'm also not surprised because in that same moment, Annie's just like so in love with the fact that she's practically an empty nester.
I know. Which
I'm really happy for her.
Yeah.
Like and Eric's like, okay, you still have the twins, and she's like, yeah, but they're so easy. They just come home, eat, do their homework, and sleep.
Yeah.
It was like that's all people. Like what are you talking about? Like
well, I guess her twins don't have emotional baggage yet.
Right. Which is hilarious because like The idea that what made the other 5 more challenging was the fact that they didn't just come home, eat, do their homework, and sleep is because you had a fucking show about them, Brenda.
Yeah.
Like
exactly.
Like what are you talking about? Like so is that your way of basically telling us like the twins are never going to have a storyline in this season?
Basically.
I think that's basically what she's saying.
Yeah. It's not about them.
It's not about them.
There, but it's not about them.
And I don't think it ever was intended to be. And I don't think in this last season she's gonna all of a sudden give a fuck about the twins.
No,
you know what I mean? The twins have always just been props in the background.
Yeah, they're probably gonna just like lay out some comedy here and there.
Yeah. Say a couple things and move on. Yeah, like they always have. You know? So anyway, so Annie's loving the fact that like everyone's out of the house. She doesn't have to do laundry. And she's like loving life. And then you pan over and like Kevin's sitting there.
This is a great idea, guys.
And it's hard to tell, but I don't actually think he's being sarcastic.
Yeah, no, he's
moment.
not, because he said it was a good idea to send the boys up early, and I was like, oh,
like you are such a fucking dork, dude. Like you're sitting here watching your in-laws like love up on each other, and you're
poor
like,
guy.
This is a great dinner. I know it's awful. It's awful. And then we sort of learn through conversation. Again, nothing is ever like laid bare, but like we piece it together that like Lucy's been, just like sort of not really involved in life very much since the traumatic events of the summer. And so Kevin's like sort of had to fend for himself and do his own thing and just like not get in her way or whatever.
Yeah.
And then he tells Annie that he wants to go into the house flipping business with her.
Apparently, yeah.
Because now he's all like into this whole construction shit that Annie's been working on with her quote little mom's home.
Yeah.
Why did 3 different people call it that in this episode? What does little mom's home
Do you remember what would they say before?
It was like the homeless, the house for homeless, unwanted pregnant teens or some shit.
They said exactly that. That's the reason why they call it Little Mom's Home.
Yeah, but Little Mom's Home seems so like diminishing.
I know.
And patronizing. Like, oh, your little mom's home. Like, no, man, she fucking raised a whole like ecosystem up from the ground. Like, not only is it housing for people, there's a shop downstairs.
Yeah.
Like, she's fucking crushing it.
Just call them young mothers.
And Eric has the audacity to be like, oh, well, don't you like have your hands full or whatever? Mm-hmm. And Lucy's like, and Annie's like,
No, basically my job is done. I got the home built on time, and it's running very smoothly, and all the girls love working with Ida. And the secondhand shop, my gosh, it's turning a profit for the first time this month. So, Thank you. Next.
Yes. Yes.
I mean, she's fucking crushing it.
Yeah.
Annie is like at the top of her game, as always. Like I feel like every new season, I'm like, she's playing at the top of her game. Like, but she's feeling really good about life, you know, which good for her. Like, she fucking has earned it.
Yeah.
So she's all excited about doing this house flipping thing. Kevin hasn't talked to Lucy about it yet, though.
No.
And they express like concern regarding the fact that, you know, how is she going to feel about the fact that you're doing this with me? Like, is she going to get involved? All that shit. And he's like, well, I'll talk to her and we'll see. Yeah. So we cut over to the Kinkirk household where Annie's in bed with Savannah, like reading her a story or whatever. And I want to ask you, like, how did you feel about that scene? The scene in their bedroom
How
where
she's really cutesy with Savannah,
and then just like immediately fucking is like attacking Kevin.
I liked it. I don't know.
I did too.
I liked it a lot.
I did too.
I'm embracing this angry Lucy.
See, for me, it's
but like, she's not. I don't find her angry. But again, like because they keep saying anger, angry. Like they just keep repeating that. But
yeah,
I'm embracing this passion in Lucy right now. I'm enjoying it.
She and he are like really feeling something right now. Like they are not okay.
No.
Their relationship is not okay. And it's actually like feels real for the first time ever. Like this is like a real challenge that they're facing right now, and they're dealing with it in completely different ways. And he's doing what he thinks he should be doing, which is just like staying out of her way, not ruffling feathers, whatever. But she's like determined to antagonize him. He can't win. Like he peeks his head around the corner while she's reading, and she's like, "You don't have to sneak up on us." He wasn't. Like, you know. Then he's like, "How was the movie?" Like, change the subject. But now, like, "How was the movie?" "It was great." "You missed it." Like, you know, like she's determined to antagonize him.
She wants a fight.
Yeah.
She wants a fight.
And it feels real. Like I always harp on that, I think, with the show, because so much of the show is like not real. that when they deliver like a real moment, I'm like, yes, do more, you know?
I felt like you had to tiptoe around Lucy. Like you feel it. You're like, okay, Kevin, now say this. Okay, maybe don't say this.
And then she asks her, she asks him to get the neighbor to turn down her music because it's keeping Savannah up. And Kevin's like, I don't know what you're talking about, but okay, like, sure, you know. And she's just, man, she's dealing with something, and it's not easy for her, clearly. I don't know. Meanwhile, in Martin and Sandy land, Sandy's going on all kinds of dates with all kinds of folks.
Yep.
Did you recognize her date?
He was in LA Noire or whatever.
What?
No.
He was in Mad Men, my friend.
No, he was in Mad Men, but he's also a voiceover for something too. That's why
he was Cosgrove in Mad Men, the guy that lost his eye.
I remember
and
that.
Married Larissa Olenek. As she will forever be known, and not by her character's
What
name,
is that guy doing now? Where is he?
He's probably still acting. I mean, Mad Men's probably keeping his coffers pretty full, if I'm being honest. That show's not going away anytime soon.
No, definitely not.
By which I mean, like, it'll be popular forever.
Yeah.
It's not like still airing, obviously. I don't know why I felt the need to clarify that. No listener was like confused by that. Like, what? Is it still on the air? Whatever. So Sandy's dating. Go ahead.
Sandy's dating, and it's just funny that you hear their conversation outside in the hallway, and like it's just getting Martin ready to come at the guy, like, come at me, bro. That's not even happening, but whatever.
No, I mean, it might as well be, though.
Yeah.
Martin's like so argumentative, or so like combative with this dude.
Oh yeah,
he's like, hey, I'm Daniel, good night.
Yeah. He's like, you don't know her. You leave it now.
And then Daniel drops the bomb on Martin.
Yeah.
Which, how has this not come up?
This is what I want. Well, they never talked to him, you know?
That's true.
Maybe that's why.
But like, how does Martin not know yet?
I know. I'm like, this is a thing?
Sandy only fucked him to make Simon jealous.
Yeah, I know.
Like, how has this not been part of their 9 months of bonding that they've done?
Yeah, seriously. I just want to get it over with. Sorry.
And when he confronts her, my pronouns are so jacked up today. Lord have mercy. When Martin confronts Sandy, and tells her like, oh, you know, you just fucked me anyway to make Simon jealous anyway, or whatever. Like, and she's like, how do you know that? And I'm like, bitch, like, really? You told Daniel and you haven't told Martin, and now you're pissed that Martin knows? Like, what?
Yeah.
Like, how do you tell Martin that?
I know, seriously.
how do you tell Daniel that? Like, how does that conversation happen?
I don't know.
I mean, I guess because you have to explain who he is, right? He's like the father of your kid. And then they're like, oh, that's interesting. And then
so
he's
he
like,
needs to know all details?
well, but she says, right, and this is an interesting thing I wanted to talk about. So she says to Martin, like, the reason she told him that is because she's trying this new thing in her life where she's like completely open and honest in relationships, so that so that they start off on the right foot. You know, like, what a novel idea.
Yeah,
but like shocking that it's like it takes that level of like, you know, approach to really build something real with someone. Like, you know, you can't like hide parts of yourself. Least of all the fact that you have a kid, especially. And then the fact that like, who's that kid's dad? Well, it's this kid that's like in my apartment right now that you'll probably see, you know what I mean? From time to time, if this relationship pursues.
Yeah, seriously.
Or continues. So like, I think it's like, so I'm like, I'm proud of Sandy, I think, for one, knowing that she wants to like have a real connection with someone, like a real relationship with someone.
Yeah, a healthy one.
Yeah.
At least she's trying to.
Right, exactly. Yeah. And two, for trying to make that happen honestly and openly and like cards on the table as much as possible kind of thing. Like, that's really novel, I think. Not novel, but like cool.
Yeah.
And like novel for the show.
Yeah.
Like the show, because the show like lives in that drama where people don't tell each other things, which is not true ever in life. Like, you know, like they build drama by lack of communication.
It's true. And
they're not doing that here, which is cool. Although you could argue that the lack of communication is happening between Sandy and Martin. Yeah. But, and ultimately too with like Kevin and Lucy, because it's not till the very end of the episode where they have that conversation about like why she's feeling the way she's feeling and why she's taking it out on him and on everyone, and we're getting to it. Meanwhile, what's meanwhile? Nothing's meanwhile. Martin is like driving Sandy crazy. So Sandy calls Lucy to be like,
to ask questions or vent, both.
A little bit of both, right? I think she's genuinely asking for like advice because she wants to know how to handle Martin and like sort of gently like ease him away, you know, because he's coming on pretty strong and she doesn't want it. You know, and he's not taking no for an answer. And her saying no is only making him come on stronger, you know?
I never thought we'd see Martin in this position. It's interesting.
It is interesting, isn't it? Like to see him so like gung-ho about
making this happen.
Yeah.
But he's not backing down.
He's not. But I also completely believe Sandy, and I think she's just right that like it's not her that he's in love with. It's the idea of this perfect little family that they could have.
Exactly. It's not genuine.
Like he's craving that stability, that coziness, that homey vibe that like, you know, sorry, not sorry, but she's not into that, dude. And like, you will always be Aaron's dad and you will always be part of her life, but like,
watch yourself.
She doesn't want it, you know? And so anyway, so she calls Lucy to basically say all those things and to have her be like a sounding board, you know? And then Lucy's just, I don't know, Lucy's just not into it.
Martin came to visit us this weekend, and I don't really know what to do.
About what?
About Martin. All of a sudden, he thinks we're supposed to get married or something.
Oh, yeah?
He's just so, I don't know, young.
Well, he's not any younger than he was when you slept with him. You know, in fact, he's a year older.
Yeah, I guess he is.
You know, you're gonna have to get used to handling your own problems if you ever want to help other people with their problems.
I know, and you're so good at that. It's not a problem exactly. It's just, I don't want to be in a relationship with Martin. And there are a lot of nice guys at school here, and some of them talk too much, but I don't know. It seems like
they might be pretty accepting of my being a single mom. I thought you went there to study. I thought you wanted to become a minister. You know, I thought you wanted to focus on your education, your new career. You're right. I should just stick to that. Sandy is so irritating these days.
How so?
How so? She thinks she's me. No, you know what? I take that back. She thinks she's better than me. Converts, I tell you. They're fanatics.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know why that was thrown in.
Unnecessary, but
Yeah.
I think more just to keep highlighting Lucy's anger.
Yeah.
Like, and also to indicate to the audience how irrational it is too.
Yeah.
She's placing her anger on Sandy when she's not really angry at Sandy. You know what I mean? But this combined with then Kevin telling Lucy about the fact that he and Annie want to go into house flipping, and she's like, fuck no.
Yeah.
You're not going into business with my mom. Oh, well, who died and made you the construction king of this family? That's my thing. Okay. So, and then she's like, you go over there and you tell her you don't want to do this, and don't you dare say that I told you you can't do it.
Yeah,
Like,
seriously.
So she's on one in this moment. And then as soon as she's alone, the show does a thing that they have never in 10 seasons ever done before, which is the character talking to herself as an aside, but out loud.
Can't they let me have something for myself? Jeez. Everyone wants to be me. Except me.
You've never done this before.
Yeah.
It doesn't work.
I know.
It's television. Like, just zoom in and fade out like you always do, man. Like, we get it. Like, it's so bad. It's like, it's weird seeing Lucy do that.
I know.
It's so dumb.
Oh, CW. I don't know what they were thinking at this point.
I don't actually think this is the CW. This is Brenda trying to be all like, ooh, funky new shit. Let's try it.
Ooh, fucking new shit. Yeah, no.
There's a certain level of like, I can't like point to a certain moment of it or whatever, but sometimes I got the feeling that like it was like one take, one shot's all we got. Like, get it in the can. We don't have time to redo this.
Okay.
Like, you know, there's like certain moments, like for example, when Annie and Kevin and Eric are all having dinner.
Yeah.
And Annie's like talking about, you know, like how her life's going or whatever. She like stumbles on her words. There's like a moment where she's like trying to, like, you can tell she's like forgetting what she's supposed to say. So she like takes like a long pause or whatever. And I have to wonder if they were just like, boom, boom, boom. Like, we got to turn these episodes around quickly, because how much time did they really have between getting the call, putting their cast together, and then, you know, having the episode air, because I imagine contracts had to be renegotiated. A lot of things had to like,
I don't know, but it's working.
Again. It's working.
As of right now, it's working.
It's not the worst. Yeah. I'm not hating. So anyway, so she's like, and Lucy's like losing her shit over everything. She's not happy about the Kevin situation. She's not happy with Sandy. And then she goes over to talk to Eric.
Yeah.
And there's like a moment here. So Kevin is already in the kitchen with Annie and Eric, because he's telling them about how Lucy's not into it, right?
Yeah.
And then so they're standing there. She comes in with Savannah, and you kind of get the sense that like she hasn't really been around for a long time, because they're all like, "Oh, hey, Luce," you know, and she's like, whatever. The twins run away when they see her, because they're just like, we don't want to be in the wrath of Lucy.
Seems like they're scared of her, because you hear them go,
yeah, oh yeah, they
gasp.
gasp and run away before she can see them. Like, they're terrified of her. So it's not been good, I can only imagine.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, we're seeing her pretty angry. Imagine how much worse it was, like, initially, right?
Yeah.
So she comes in, and there's this thing where that I had to think about this as I was like watching it, because I don't know what Lucy's doing or what Beverly Mitchell's doing differently this season, or in this episode anyway. But she's really fucking selling the crying.
Yeah.
Like, and the thing is, like, she's always been a crier, right? Like, Lucy's always been a crier. So Beverly's always had to cry.
Yeah.
But for whatever reason, maybe because she's a little older, she's been doing this for fucking 10 years, you know, like, she's really fucking nailing that thing of like, it's hard to get the words out.
Yeah.
You know?
It's almost like the character is fighting or the person is fighting the tears.
Yeah.
They don't want to be vulnerable.
Yeah.
So.
Hi.
Hi, honey.
Hi, Luz.
Hey, Luce.
Kevin, if you wouldn't mind taking Savannah, I'd like to talk to my dad alone. Mom, if you wouldn't mind.
Kevin and I didn't mean to upset you.
Everything upsets me, but I think we all know that everything has always upset me. I'm just an upset person. But I think it's time to stop letting everything upset me, Dad. You know, can we just talk?
Yeah, of course.
Like, that felt
Yeah.
really good to me.
It feels like she's it's like she's being honest, but she wants to get this moving along. Like, get out of the room. I need to talk. And, come on, Dad. Like, it just feels real. Like, you're rushing the emotions.
Yeah, it's that thing that people really do when they're feeling like this, which is like they, you know, like they take those deep, like shaky breaths. And like, it's so good. Like, I mean, it's terrible, like for the character, what she's going through. But as an audience watching TV, I'm just like, this is really good acting.
Yeah.
Like, I'm impressed.
I was pretty impressed with Beverly Mitchell in this episode. I don't know.
I was too. I think she wins this episode.
Yeah.
For sure. And so that was actually a good moment too that I'm talking about. Like, Savannah's crying the whole time.
Yeah.
Like, they could have taken a better shot, like a better take. Yeah. Where she's not fussing, you know? Like, 'cause it's kind of annoying. Like Lucy's having this real moment right now and Savannah's like, you know? But maybe that's part of it too. Maybe that's actually what they were going for, to like show that even the infant is like anxiety because her mom's anxiety, you know? I don't know, maybe.
Well,
because you know how babies know everything. Speaking of the baby though, this baby can still act.
Yeah, dude, she's
acting up a
amazing.
storm. She's fucking crushing it.
When she starts like trying to speak the first time, he's like, "That's so cute." I'm like, "Was that real?" Like, you think that's
words,
cute?
though, right?
No, that couldn't have been.
It wasn't words, but they're like, because Kevin's like, "When did you learn to say that?"
Yeah, I'm like,
say what? Nothing.
Yeah,
it's so cute. It was really sweet though.
But I almost felt like the actor. I was like, dude, was that a real reaction? Like, that's so cute.
I know. Like, how did they get the baby?
I know.
To make that sound when asked. Like, it's
I don't know.
Amazing.
Yeah, Savannah, she's a cute girl.
She's so cute. Well, and I mean, there's twins. They are twins, but
yeah,
she's played by twins, but they're both really cute.
They are.
So anyway, so she talks to Eric, and she's basically saying, or she basically tells him like, so I want to come back. I want to lead tomorrow's sermon.
Yeah.
Because I've been away for too long.
Yeah.
And I want to publicly acknowledge the trauma we've been through so that I can move past it.
Yeah.
Like once and for all.
Yeah.
And Eric's like, really not a good idea, man.
Yeah.
Like,
I know.
Like, and he's telling her gently as he can, that the pulpit is not the place to work your shit out.
Yeah.
But she's so adamant, and she's really looking for a way to get over this anger hump.
Yeah.
This thing that's been building up inside her that has no outlet.
Yeah.
You know?
You don't think I know that I'm angry? Yeah, I'm a little angry. But I'm not gonna be angry anymore.
Well,
Well, what? You're always saying choose your feelings. Well, I'm choosing. You have a problem with that?
it's just that sometimes it takes a lot of strength to choose, and it takes time to gather your strength, and
Don't do this. Don't treat me like a child. You don't have to explain to me how life works. I'm a grown woman. I'm an associate pastor. I just want to speak, okay, Reverend Camden?
Mm-hmm. Oof. When she's like, you're always telling me to choose my emotions, that's what I'm doing. That really resonated with me, because it's always resonated with me every time Eric says that to someone, how we choose our emotions. It always sticks out, because I guess it's like I'm learning that lesson myself as me, Lady J, you know? So the fact that she's able to like throw that in his face kind of.
Yeah.
And be like, okay, what? This is how I'm going to get over it, you know?
Yeah.
Like, now what? And I don't know, man. I mean, he's not happy about it.
No.
And he tells her as much. Like, he's like, I don't think it's a good idea, but if you are certain that this is what you want to do, then okay. And so he lets her do it.
Yep.
And right away, you know it's going to go badly because she loses her train of thought, which means she doesn't have a coherent thought to begin with, or at least a coherent train of thought to begin with.
Yeah.
And so she's up there. She starts crying, looking at all the faces of the congregation. And then she gets angry again.
Yeah.
And she takes it out on Kevin
Eric.
and her family.
Yeah.
Except the twins. They're just victims.
Yeah.
Victims of what?
I know.
Like her wrath? I don't know. But she takes it out on everybody, blames her miscarriage on her husband for getting her pregnant so soon when she didn't want to, on Eric and Annie for having the twin gene.
Seriously.
You know? And then for Matt and for Mary, you know, having successful twins, you know, or successfully having twins rather. And then she like throws some digs at Simon and Ruthie, like Simon's probably out gonna have some twins now.
Yeah.
And then Ruthie's probably gonna come home with twins from Scotland. Like, ooh, throw some shade loose.
Yeah, seriously.
Which the implication that Ruthie's having sex in Scotland, like, I don't want to think about it.
Yeah, please. I don't either.
Like, somehow Simon having sex, I was like, meh. But Ruthie having sex, I'm like, ugh.
Were you shocked by the fact that Lucy at the pulpit was like, you'd sleep with him, right?
Okay, that was so fucking stupid.
Yeah.
That was like slapstick level stupid. That whole 2 minutes of her talking to these two women behind Kevin being like, isn't he really hot? And then and then each of their reaction shots take like an hour to happen. Like, it was really annoying.
Yeah. I had to rewatch that. I'm like, did that really just happen?
Like the first one, she goes, isn't he hot? And she takes she looks at him for a second.
Yeah.
Which she can't see his face. He's facing forward and you're like 2 rows behind him. But
seriously.
Okay. So she looks at him and then she like does like this, oh yeah thing with her mouth, her face silently. And then she goes, yeah, you'd sleep with him, right? To some other girl.
Yeah.
And then she looks at Kevin again, 2 rows behind him, can't see his face. She looks at Kevin and she's like, like, yeah, I would. And it's like, what is happening? Also, I don't know how you feel about this. I also don't have an alternative to it, so I'm just saying it because it struck me as weird.
Okay.
Doesn't it sound like doesn't it hit your ear funny to hear married people talking about sleeping with each other?
Oh, yeah.
I don't know why, because I don't know what else they'd say. Like, it's the same shit, like married or not, like you're sleeping with someone. But for some reason, like it just hits my ear wrong to hear Lucy be like, he made me sleep with him. And I was like, what? Like, really? Like, I don't know. It just sounds wrong. I don't know. These are the things that keep me up at night. I tossed and turned for 45 minutes thinking about what alternatives she could have used instead of sleeping with for her husband.
Yeah.
Like what? Like boning? No, that's worse.
Especially not on 7th Heaven.
I mean, obviously, but like in general, right? Like what are alternatives you can use?
Coitus? No.
Jesus, what are we, Sheldon? Like, you know, like in polite company, if you're, which you probably wouldn't be talking about having sex with your husband in polite company.
Yeah.
But in a setting like this, right? Is that really the only way to say it? Like, couldn't she just have said like had sex with? Like, is that worse? Is that more juvenile? I don't know.
I don't know.
It's hard to tell. Like, I mean, she clearly is not going to say like I fucked him, you know, like obviously,
no, especially at the pulpit. Could you imagine?
Oh no. It's all bleeps and shit on 7th Heaven.
You're like, what show am I watching?
So funny though, if they ever do a bleep on this show, I'll
that'd
die.
That'd be fun.
That would be so fucking funny. Oh my god, that would be something to look forward to too. Fuck. Anyway.
Any good bloopers?
Yeah, right. Oh my god, bloopers. I wonder if they exist for this show.
Would you watch it?
No, but I also just think this was pre the era of bloopers. Like, this was a time in television where it was like nobody cared, so you would just get what you got.
Well, for serious television, like for drama.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, like for sitcom is one thing.
That's true, because like Friends had bloopers forever. Yeah, that's a good point.
But yeah, for a drama, I doubt it.
Yeah, maybe the DVDs. That's an actual. So, because I know a few of you listeners have the DVDs. If you do, tell us what the extras are on them. Like, is there special features? Is it bloopers? Like, what are on the DVDs besides just the episodes?
Okay.
You can write to us at forheavensakeshow@gmail.com.
Now we won't plug that in later on.
And you guys, I can't stress this enough. The email is the words FOR, for heaven's sake show. The social media is the number for heaven's sake pod. The Patreon is also the number for heaven's sake pod. We know it's confusing, but you guys are smart. You can figure it out.
Write it down.
So anyway, so it goes terribly. And as she gets down off the pulpit, she's like, yep, that's all I had to say. Cool, bye.
And looks at her that you knew this was going to happen.
She does, because he looks at her like, what the fuck just happened?
Come on,
dude. And just like walks out. She doesn't even like sit there. She just like leaves. And so now they're dealing with the aftermath of that, right? So like Kevin... She's in their room. She's like hanging up her little robe thing that they wear. Quick sidebar. I never realized that was their bedroom. Their fucking bedroom is the tits, dude.
Yeah.
They have
a
this
nice room.
beautiful fireplace, a chaise lounge thing where they can like sit by the fire that's not on their bed. Like, I mean, their room is dope. Like,
Lucy, you can build me a house any
fucking
day.
A, the design, like, she crushed it. They have a fucking fireplace with like bricks and shit. Like,
it's fancy.
Damn, girl. Fireplace in your bedroom is the dream. Like, I've always wanted that. That to me is like the height of class.
Ooh, I like this. Are you gonna...
Actually, no, it's not, but I like it.
Okay.
What is the height of class? What's the height of class in like bedroom standards?
Ooh, I don't know.
Canopy bed?
Ugh.
No, right? I don't like that either.
Yeah, no.
Who cares? Listeners, let us know what your standard for height of class in bedrooms are.
So curious now.
What does the term height of class mean?
I don't know.
It's lost all meaning because I've said it more than twice now. So he comes in, Kevin comes in while she's hanging up her robe thing. And he's like, so that happened.
Yeah.
And she's like, listen, I'm fucking crazy. I know this. You know this. This shouldn't be a surprise to anyone. Like,
Yeah.
And she's really kicking herself about it, though.
Yeah.
She's like, it was already fucked up. Like, I was already pissed about how people were treating me.
Yeah.
And now I've made it worse because now I'm the crazy lady who yelled at everyone from the pulpit.
Her and Mrs. Bink would be the best of friends right now.
Except she doesn't like Mrs. Bink for some stupid reason.
I know.
So she's like, so she's just genuinely like, fuck, man. Like, I wanted to go up there to put this behind me once and for all. And now I've just made it worse. And he's like, what do you, like, what are you talking about? Like, what did you make worse?
Yeah.
And so she lays it all out there for him. She's like, I hate how people feel like they have to walk on eggshells around me. I hate that any crazy thing I say, people just do it because I'm Lucy and I just lost my babies. And, like she's like, and then you do it too, Kevin. Like, you're the worst fucking culprit of it because all you've done is just like, walk on eggshells and like tiptoe around me. And like, that's not what I want. And he's like, but then his defense is that I don't do that because I never talk to the neighbor lady.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, but you also went and lied to your in-laws for her about why you don't want to do the flipping business.
Yeah.
So you are just as bad as she's saying. The part that really got me, and I don't know if you felt this way too, but like, she's like, my siblings are scared of me. They all treat me like I don't exist. Yeah. Or something like that. And then she's like, no, I take that back. They're treating me like they did when I was 13.
Yeah.
And that really like was like, oh shit, like that fucking sucks. Cause like you were the annoying one at 13. Like everybody's I mean, we remember from those early seasons, like it was always like, wat Lucy over there, like fucking can't stop crying, like she's the worst, you know, and she feels like that's how they feel about her again, because she's angry and she's mopey and she does not want to engage, you know, and she doesn't want to be like that anymore, and that's the saddest part is like she's on the one hand she's recognizing that she's like that, and then she hates that fact and she's trying to like get over it, and she's just not there yet, you know.
Just a lot of layer of shit that would piss her off. She's not even communicating it, she's just angry. And then someone's trying to make it better, which pisses her off,
right?
And okay, you're not communicating it, all you're showing is anger, and then the person has to tiptoe. Exactly.
And it's like, and yet all she really ever wants to do right now is just be better. Like she wants to get over it. I genuinely believe that she's not trying to dwell. Like, you know, the clip we heard at the beginning of the episode is like she intellectually understands that this thing that happened is not. It was just gonna happen. Like it fucking sucks, but there's no reason for it. There's no explanation for it. Like it was just what was in the cards, you know? And so like she's gonna have to wrap her head around that in order to move on. She just she can't cross that finish line yet, you know what I mean? Like she knows she needs to, but she can't actually do it yet. It's textbook grief, really, obviously, you know what I mean? It's the stages of grief, right? Like the last of which is being acceptance and moving on. Like I don't even know if that's true, but you know what I mean? Like like she knows the steps, and she knows where she's at in those steps. She can't get to the end yet.
I just find it interesting too, because it's like in the conversations with her and Kevin, like in the room, like he said, "Oh, I don't do everything that you tell me to do." Okay, another lie, but
I mean,
but oh crap, what was I going to say? It was whenever he mentions like, "Do you blame yourself?" And he doesn't want her to do that. And so then my mind started going into like naturally like how people would cope with grief or with loss. I don't know if she has actually is letting herself experience the mourning because she's beating herself up thinking that she couldn't have the kids.
Yeah. That's an interesting point.
But I don't even know if the show is trying to go there. Do you get what I'm saying? It's just me going off on a tangent in my mind.
That's an even more interesting point.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, that's an interesting thing. Like she's beating herself up about it. She keeps running it over in her head. But then she ends that line of thinking by saying she knows it's not her fault. And if it's not her fault, and it's not Kevin's fault, and it's not Eric and Annie's fault, then is it God's fault? And it's not God's fault. So really, it was just going to happen.
Yeah.
And there's nothing to be done. I think she gets there. Like, I don't actually... I think she probably vacillates, is what it is. Like, I think as anybody might do, I don't really know. I've never experienced this myself, but like I've experienced grief and trauma in my life. And, you know, it's that thing of like, you keep thinking about what you could have done differently, and then fast forwarding and going, I know it wasn't about me, but then you keep thinking about what you could have done differently, and then you're like, but I know it's not about me. You know, it's that back and forth that never really ends until you cross that finish line of like it's like just being able to move on. Like it's man, it's hard, and I feel like she should be allowed to feel everything she's feeling and not feel bad about feeling bad. You know?
I think she does that.
Yeah. Cause she's like, I'm not sorry. like, I'm not like, what am I sorry for feeling shit? Like, no, you know, like, so I don't know. I'm really interested to see where this is going to go for her.
Same.
Because it's not like this is going to be the only episode that deals with this.
Oh,
like,
no,
there's no way. So, in fact, I would imagine this is probably going to be her character arc for the season.
Yeah.
At least for the first half of the season. You know, I don't know if they can stretch this out for 22 episodes, but I think probably until the Christmas hiatus, I think it'll be her whole arc is just her like slowly but surely getting to a place where.
So season 11 first chunk, it's all going to be about Lucy getting over this.
You're picking up what I'm putting down. So then finally, though, after she and Martin have like talked, she and Kevin have, you know, she's said all these things to Kevin, and he's like helped her understand that like it's not her fault. Like none of this is her fault.
Yeah.
Then she says the thing that she's been meaning to say to him.
Yeah.
For all summer long.
I've been doing some thinking over the summer. I don't ever want to try to have kids again, Kevin. Even if it's no one's fault, it's just you and me and Savannah and then these guys. That's a big enough family for me.
I understand. And if you decide to change your mind, I understand that too.
And I don't want you going into business with my mother.
All right.
And I'm still not happy about Sandy trying to get into my business.
Fine. And I'm still not going to try and have you committed. I haven't seen that in a while.
I love you, Kevin.
Yeah. I love you too.
When she smiles. He's like, I haven't seen that. That to me also felt very genuine. Like that felt like a real husband and wife moment to me.
Yeah.
Of her just smiling, you know, because he said something funny, you know.
Yeah.
And him being like, I like that. Like I haven't seen that in a while. Like this was a very well executed episode.
Yeah, I agree. I think they did a pretty good job, and I think this is the most I've seen of Kevin.
Okay, I had that epiphany too watching this episode. I was like, oh my God, there's no one else to fill the space now. Kevin's
Kevin
gonna
has
really
to show
step
up.
up and like be part of the show now. God help us. Like, I hope they write him good because
I hope so. Well,
write him good things and that he pulls it off because he's kind of a dud, generally speaking.
I know.
So hopefully he can like carry this weight they're gonna put on him.
Yeah.
But yeah, so she doesn't want any more kids. Completely understandable.
Yeah.
Like after everything. And okay, so and I also, because I watched the episode twice, and the second time it really fucking hit me. Like I cried when she cried because it occurred to me like Lucy's a person that has pregnancy problems.
Yeah.
And like her first pregnancy probably almost ended the same way.
Yeah.
Given she was hospitalized, she almost died.
Yeah.
And then the baby was born in a fucking elevator, and it probably wouldn't have gone as well as it did if Matt wasn't there.
Yeah.
Like she's had like traumatic pregnancy experiences.
True.
So it completely makes sense that she's like, I'm done, dude.
Yeah.
Like never again.
Yeah.
Like it really tracks. And it also fucking sucks for her because she's always wanted a family, you know what I mean? She's always wanted a big family.
And she's really young.
I know. That's
she's
the really
still
sad
like
part,
she's
too.
still like 23, maybe 24
I'm
now,
gonna
or
say
approaching
she's
24.
24-ish probably, yeah.
So she's really young.
Yeah.
And to say like that's it, I'm done.
I know. Yeah, I know. But on the other hand, and I think this is probably where she's coming from too, is she's so blessed to have the daughter that she has, and to have the family that she has, you know, with her husband and her daughter and their dogs and just this home they've built for themselves, you know. And she recognizes that whatever she's got is a blessing and she's good. So, you know, I think it's coming from a place of like trauma and like not wanting to ever open herself up to potentially more trauma ever again. And that's why Kevin, I think, says it, and I don't think it's not a foreshadowing.
Yeah.
Or I don't think it's insignificance that he's like, if you ever change your mind, I won't mind that either kind of thing. Because let's face it, like a year, 5 years down the road, like when her life is in a completely different place and she's had time to process and recover and all that shit, like she might want to have another kid. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So we'll see. Who knows? But anyway, so they end on a decent note, which is cute. And then we cut back over to Sandy and Martin.
Yeah.
Real quick. And they are in a place where Sandy makes it clear to Martin, like, dude, stop trying to make this happen. Like, I'm not into it.
Yeah.
It's never going to happen. Chillax. But you are the father of my baby.
Yeah.
And so why don't we like just get to know each other better and like commit to building a relationship or a foundation
Yeah.
that's like solid for the sake of our kid.
Yeah.
Like whatever.
Because they haven't been trying before.
Okay, thank you. Again, I go back to fucking what have you been doing for 9 months of this kid's life? Like, you don't know him at all?
He would just drop by, say, hey, kid, bye.
I mean, I suppose I could see the world where he would just pick up the kid and leave and do his thing with the kid and not spend time with Sandy.
Yeah, that I can see.
That could have been what was the happening. What was the happening? I really can't talk today. But still though,
Yeah.
for her to be like, let's get to know each other. I'm like, really?
Yeah, don't give him hope.
Don't give him hope, but also like, how much more are you going to get to know about him that you don't
Yeah.
already know? Like,
Seriously.
he's the same kid. I mean, he goes to school, he plays baseball. Like, what is there to know?
Yeah.
You know?
Just crazy.
I guess that's, you know what it is? I guess that's like code or like subtext or whatever for like, let's spend time with each other. I
Yeah.
think is probably what that is.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
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 That was so we couldn't have planned that if we tried. Yeah. Oh my God. We didn't even talk about fucking Jules' cameo.
Doesn't matter. It's gonna be all right.
So dumb.
I don't know why.
It was that's a complete CW ploy. Like,
Yeah.
ooh, let's get asses in the seats. Who can we tease for this return episode of Seventh Heaven? Like, oh my God, so dumb.
How long was she on screen? Like 30 seconds? A minute?
Maybe a minute.
Yeah.
All told. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Jules shows up.
Jules, the neighbor, who's been quote unquote playing her music too loud.
Yeah.
Which really just means she's been singing.
Yeah.
Like, and
It's
then,
so good. She should record it.
yeah. Well, and then Lucy has to be the one to be like, can you go tell her to sing again? Because I think Savannah really likes it.
Yeah.
And so then Kevin goes over there and he's completely not beguiled by her.
No.
Like, it's hard to tell if she's supposed to be like the Jewel.
Yeah.
Or if she's like an up and coming artist version of Jewel or what.
I know.
Because he's just like, nice to meet you. Cool. Like, he does not give a fuck.
He's a cop. He doesn't care.
Is he though?
Yeah.
Is he still a fucking cop?
Well,
I guess once a cop, always a cop.
I think so.
Are you a co-op? Where's that from? New Girl?
Is it?
Are you a co-op? No, maybe not. That's from some show though, where they do that to each other back and forth. Who cares? I'm always saying who cares when I'm like the bit's dead.
Who cares?
Anyway, so Jewel makes an appearance and then we close the episode with her singing and everybody sleeping
Yeah.
soundly.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's it.
That is it.
So let's rate this puppy.
2 thumbs up.
Nice.
It's easy. 2 thumbs up.
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah.
Yeah. By the way, we never actually said this. This is episode 1101 titled Turn, Turn, Turn.
Oh. What's up, guys?
Turn, Turn, Turn. Now, what do you think that's about?
I don't know. Turn, turn, turn.
Turn, turn, turn. Is it a key that you're trying to turn over the engine and it's not starting, maybe? Could it be reflective of like, you know, like 3 turns don't make a left, or you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It's kind of lost on me, the symbolism, if it even is symbolism. Like, I don't know. The show is so weird sometimes with their titles where it's like so on the nose and other times it's like, what?
Yeah. I don't know what this one is.
If anyone can unpack it for us, let us know. Because, yeah, I've been thinking about it for like 3 days now. Like, I really don't know the answer.
I like it.
If it was 4 turns, I'd be pretty sure it's the idea of like, you know, you made 4 turns and then you ended up in the same place,
yeah.
which might be like a meta reference to the fact that here we are back again kind of thing when they thought they would be leaving. But it's
Maybe.
only 3 turns, so it doesn't quite fit. I don't know.
I don't know.
Maybe we'll never know.
Yeah, we won't.
Probably not. That's going to do it for us, folks. Thank you so much for listening. As always, don't forget to subscribe, rate, and review on iTunes, Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, Google Podcasts, wherever you get your podcasts. Oh, here's the thing that T and I wanted to start doing now. So you guys know we're going to do or you guys know we do recaps.
Yes.
For each season. Now, we're not promising a recap for season 11. We don't quite know how that's going to be.
Yeah.
But we do want to put the call out now. If you have any questions you want us to address, not just about the season, but about the series as a whole.
Yeah.
Anything you've been dying to ask or dying to know, or insight that you might have that, you know, that would, you know, be fun for us to learn or understand about the show, or just really anything really. Start sending that stuff in now.
Yeah.
Because we record these ahead of time, as you've probably figured out. So we don't want to wait till the last minute to have you guys send stuff in.
Yeah, and it'd give us some time to prepare, so why not?
So anyway, that's it. Thank you for listening. Till next time. Bye.
Bye.